Hello and welcome again to Oscar Mike Radio. Oscar Mike Radio is part of the Hoobazoo network. You can find out more on hoobazoo.com. And I want to thank my sponsors, Joyce Asek of Asek Real Estate, Army National Guard veteran Mark Holmes of Reapers Detailing and Power Washing, and my supporters, Simper Savage Salad Dressing, Bottom Gun Coffee, and Caisson Shaving Company. And this is a bonus show, emphasis on bonus as we count down to number 300, where Oscar Mike Radio turns 6. That's right, 6 years old. And I'm bringing back a guest, the PR person said, Travis, can you talk to her? I'm like, sure, who is she? It's Payton Howie. I'm like, I had Payton on last year and she tried to convert me to country music. And she's back, even though you can't see her. We're going to bring in her image as she's talking to me because this is how high speed, low drag we are here. You can call me up and 24 hours later, I'm talking to your person. Let's make it work. Payton Howie. Payton, welcome back to Oscar Mike Radio.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing great, Payton. I'm still not a country music fan. You tried to convert me last year, but we're here now. How are you?
I'm great. How are you? It's been a while.
It's been a while, been a long year, almost a year exactly. You were on for number 249, and we're going to fit you in between like number 298 and 299. So almost 50 shows exactly. But we're here now, and Anna, hits me up and says, hey, Payton's dropping this new single on the 24th. And I want you to talk to her. I'm like, sure, let's make this happen. Here we are. And the new single is Keep Her Breathing. So we're going to come back to that. Tell me how this last year has been coming out of COVID.
Honestly, it's been great. I've been one of the artists that have been lucky enough to still be playing shows and festivals and be in areas where everyone's still hungry for live music. And honestly, it's been great. I've toured more this year than I have in past years.
Really?
Oh, yeah. We've been going crazy. And it's literally only the beginning of the summer, which is insane. We've played so many festivals and gotten to open up for some pretty big names. So it's honestly been a great year.
So how was that after being locked down, landlocked, marooned, isolated during COVID-19? What was that like getting back on the stage and getting the engine going again?
It's honestly been like an unreal experience because I've never played in front of so many people before. I will say that for sure is just like crazy. The last, a few months we've been playing some really large shows, and it's crazy to like, you do sound check, and you're, whether you're like at an amphitheater or just a venue and there's like, no one there, you're doing sound check and everything. And then you go backstage and you're chilling. And then all of a sudden you come back out when the show starts and there's like hundreds, maybe even thousands of people there, depending on the show. And it's just like, holy crap, to think that everyone's there hungry to like be at a show, be at a concert and listen to live music. It's just crazy to think how far we've come, even just from the last few years.
Yeah, because, I went back and listened again to 249, and I'll have that link in the Oscar Mike Radio show post. And I'm listening, and, there was still a lot coming out of COVID. You were trying to, keep your career going, keep your motivation going, but also plan for this eventuality, like playing in front of people. So it had to be great when you got out there and saw these people coming and having a good time again.
Oh yeah, it's literally like an unreal experience. Live shows versus live streams and stuff like that. It's just totally different.
So tell me how that is, because some artists I know in my genre that I like, at least the live stream got them engaged with the audience somewhat. But what was that like, being in a live stream and then going to the live, if I can call it that?
It's definitely different. I will say one great thing about live streams and, getting to connect with people online is the reach. I have like created a really cool fan base of people from all over the country and like even all over the world. It's just a really strange thing to see. Like there's an outlet on Spotify when you can go and look and see who's listening to your music, and you can see like people in like the Ukraine listening to my songs, and it's just crazy to think that people like all over the world have found my stuff just from having a presence online and doing live streams and stuff. And that's like one major thing that I think has come from like the whole COVID thing, is all of us getting to be online making music.
So you're saying you had people in Ukraine listening to your music, giving you feedback and checking in?
Yeah, like actual monthly listeners, that people that, they listen to my songs and have it added to their playlist. It's actually really cool to see.
Oh, awesome. So I'm just curious, since you mentioned Ukraine, what's that been like watching what's going on over there, realizing that maybe now or in the past you had fans reaching out to you about what you've done?
It's honestly a really crazy thing to think about, because I think as a songwriter and an artist, you create music for people to listen to, uh, relative to whatever they're have going on in life, whether it's they're throwing a party with their friends, or they're going through a hard time and they need something, they need like a pick me up or whatever. It's just crazy to think about that your music's actually doing that, especially watching what's been going on over there, thinking that there's someone over there listening to my songs while all that's going on. It's weird to think that my music could be picking someone up, or bringing someone a good time, or even allowing them to be like visually, not literally, but kind of somewhat in a different place.
So speaking of a different place, let's go back to last year, because last year you had the single Freedom dropping, very, pro-patriotic, very like, very fitting around Memorial Day. What was the response, I don't know, here and abroad to that single?
It was insane because so many people were touched by that song, and especially the video too, the music video. A lot of people listened to the song and watched the video and could tell the story just from it, and really related to it, or they were touched by it. And a lot of people that have served reached out to me and told me about how the song had touched them. And that's exactly what I wanted, was to put that out there, just to show my respect and my support and my gratitude for those that have served our country.
Now tell me about the video, because I don't want to, mess it up, but the video had a really cool story in it.
It did, yeah. It kind of painted the picture of the story that we wrote, like in the song. It was basically like two young kids, and they're in love out of high school, and then the guy goes and he enlists, and um, then he comes back around, and it just kind of goes to show like a lot of different patriotic moments, and all the way to him, coming back, and there's like a welcoming home scene. It was kind of cool, and I think a lot of people, it evoked a lot of emotion in people, and actually helped people to fall more in love with the song.
Now you had, I remember the video, it's coming back to me now, where there was an actual, was there an actual Marine in the video?
No, he was an actor, but
Okay, okay,
we did get an actual Marine to uh, train him to play the Marine in the video. So
okay. You did all right.
we got him all the right training.
You did all right. You did all right. So I will say this, Payton, we talked about country music last time. And I have kind of expanded my repertoire a little bit. I'm getting to know a couple of the acts, and brush up on some of the acts I grew up with, like the Rebas and the Randy Travis's, so on and so
Yeah,
forth.
who's your favorite?
Who's my all-time favorite, or just my
All
favorite?
time favorite country artist?
I'm gonna say this, and this is the truth. My all-time favorite country act, if I could listen to no other country, band, would have to be Nitty Gritty Dirt Band.
All right, all right.
Because they have like, they bring in the banjos, they have the classic country songs, but the country songs are timeless. Like these are themes that 30, 40 years later still resonate, right? So
Right.
that Will the Circle Be Unbroken just gets me every time. So, and then I'd say number two has to be Hank Williams Jr. Those two.
Yeah, that's a good one for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm working on it slowly, but it's happening. It's happening. And I have to ask, we asked the question last time, if you got a big old armored truck full of money, would you walk away from this? You've been doing this now for a year. Are you still as passionate as you were last time when I talked to you?
I would say probably even more so, just because getting to actually have more of that live experience playing shows and seeing people's faces when you're playing songs, whether it's ones that you've written or even just their favorite songs, like there's nothing that compares to that feeling, you know? And I think a lot of people that are, doing this, like really chasing the dream, would agree that they're not really doing it for the money. It's more about the experience and the people you meet and the life experience that you have from it, and just being able to express and help others do the same thing, you know?
Amazing, amazing. So let's slow it down a little bit. I really want you to take me through what happens to Payton. You got the rig all set up. Your roadies have gotten everything set up. The mic checks in, the sound checks are in. And you're kind of sitting there in the back, kind of just what happens from that time to when you walk on stage and take that first breath to sing. Take me through that, if you would, please.
I will say, I'll give you a great example. A couple weeks ago, my band and we opened up for Clay Walker, and that was probably one of the biggest shows we've played in the last few months. It was crazy. So we did sound check, and obviously, gates are closed. No one's there yet. We're just sound checking and running through some of the set. And then we went backstage and they fed us dinner. So we were sitting there eating Texas Roadhouse. We're all joking around, like hanging out with the band. That's usually like my favorite thing to do, is hang out with the guys before we hit the stage, because it's just, cool and relaxed. And I feel like if we're all kind of on the same wavelength, on the same vibe, it's going to be a better show. So we do this thing with the show where the guys will start the set and they'll start like, with like a really strong kick drum and some like beefy guitars. And then I'll come on the stage kind of thing. It's kind of like an intro. And then I'll walk on once they've started playing kind of thing, give it an introduction. And I'll say, we played, and it was just weird because just an hour before we were sound checking, there's nobody there. Then we get on the stage to play the show and there's like 2,000-3,000 people there. Like, and I'm standing there and I'm walking out on stage and they've already started the song, and it's just crazy. And I'm like, whoa, that's a lot of friggin' people, like just looking out. And it was like, wow. So definitely like the energy was insane. I remember being so out of breath just because I was excited. We were jamming out, running all over the stage, putting on a show and singing, and getting to hear people sing along and dance. And it was just like super cool to get to play music and put on a show for that many people, especially because literally gates had like just opened and there was like already 2,000 to 3,000 people there. So as we kept playing, more and more people showed up, and people that were there to see us and see Clay Walker. It was just like unbelievable. So I will say it's just a different kind of rush when you look out and you see people that are there, expecting a good show, and then that's what you want to give them. You do your best to do that and kind of give them that experience.
So last year, part of the experience was your single Freedom. This year, we're talking about Keep Her Breathing.
Yeah.
And I watched the YouTube clip. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Go into that, because I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to be talking about it, but it really hit me. There's a lot to unpack there. Tell me about how that came about, Payton.
Keep Her Breathing is really just a patriotic anthem that talks about the state of our country. It talks about where we've come from, where we've been, where we are now, and where we as a nation hope to be. And I think there's a lot of people that have a lot of really strong opinions and emotion, like concerning a lot of the things that are going on in our country right now. And I know personally, my great grandfather served in World War II, and looking at the way that he sacrificed and how he went out and served our country, I know that he didn't go out there and serve our country for it to be in the state that it is now, and for us to be in a way not in the same state that we were when America was founded by our founding fathers. And just kind of ethics and morals and values that our country was built on. I know that he didn't go out and fight for those freedoms to be taken away. And that's what that song is about, is talking about how important it is to stand up and fight for the freedoms that our country was built on, even if you're standing alone, you know?
Well, that's what struck me about it, because, as an older guy, seeing, and I have, kids growing up and all that stuff, I'm like, and they're respectful to the flag and the country, so on and so forth. But so often you hear that this younger generation doesn't really care. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, she just didn't write this song for a couple of sound bites or to try to get her numbers up on Spotify. There's a deeper reason here. I mean, this came from a different place. I think you kind of touched on it before, but am I reading that right? Like the care came out very, very clear.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's true. I definitely do. I care a lot about our country, and I care a lot about the people that have fought for those freedoms, and people that are even just really bold patriots that are out there fighting for those freedoms, whether it's just standing up for them or making a stand or statements. And I think it's important that people take pride in our country and take pride in what they believe.
Well, it kind of, hit close to home because I've been outside the United States in some not so nice places. And, you know, we have our problems. We're not perfect, but it's a pretty darn good place to be overall, I think.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%. And that's the truth, is if you ever want to come, I get it. I get people not being happy with every single thing. Everyone's got their different opinions and values, but you can't look at our country, you can't look at America and say that it's not one of the best places to be in the world. It really is, with the amount of freedoms and the amount of um, just blessing, like a lot, the amount of blessings that we have around us. And um, just even to walk outside and live life, even daily things, just to be able to, be go to the church that you want to go to, or just go out and feel free to be with your friends or dance or listen to music. It's like there's a lots of places in the world that don't allow the freedoms that we have.
No, or you've got to, okay, we don't like those lyrics, you're taking them out, and sorry, it's just the way it is. If you don't like it, oh well. Um, Now, did you write this with somebody? Did you pen the lyrics yourself? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I co-wrote this song with my producers Michael Austin and Eric Halvey.
Okay. So, because I'm, still learning about the whole band process, every band is different. What's your band think when they get the music in front of them to play and come along with you on this ride? How's their reaction to this?
Oh my gosh, the guys in the band, they're like, all of them are different in their own way, but they're all just so amazing in their own way, because they all have their own personal creative like intuition. And I could, sit down and play a song on my guitar just with my voice, like recorded on my iPhone, and send it out to my band, and they'll come up with all these different parts to play. And oh, this would sound cool if we did this, or changed it up this way. And they love getting to play original music. And I would say that every single one of my bandmates, they're like, playing, there's nothing that compares to playing original music for people. It's just so much more fun.
Because that's what I'm thinking. Like you wrote this. Yes, you co-wrote it, but you wrote this and you're playing this. And this is yours. And when I say yours, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to Payton Howie, prior Oscar Mike radio guest. Happy to have her back for a bonus show. Payton, I love bonuses, don't you?
I do.
This is a bonus show as we count down to number 300. I'm turning 6 years old. And the song is Keep Her Breathing. And it hit me in the feels, Payton. It did.
I'm glad that it did. That was the whole point.
Well, I mean, rock and roll metal guy, gets to, expose the country again. You said you were going to do this.
I did.
You
I
did.
made you a promise.
You did. You're keeping your promise. You're making me listen to this stuff. I have to. And I don't know much, but I'm like, this is kind of like your generation's, you know, I'm proud to be American by Lee Greenwood, or my grandparents, Kate Smith, God Bless America. This could be that, couldn't it?
Oh yeah, I definitely think it could line up with that, and I think it could line up with even like a courtesy of the red, white, and blue kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I'm rocking the red, white, and blue shirt for you here
Love that.
on the show today. Absolutely authentically American, 100% American made, Payton. And there's still like U.S. clothing companies. We gotta support them.
Oh
So,
yeah.
so this show will drop on July 2nd before the 4th of July weekend, but you're dropping this 2 days from now on the 24th of June.
Yes.
Um, so are you playing this in front of people now, or are you not? Just help me out here.
Yeah, we've already started playing it at shows, and that's one of the coolest things about live
Yeah.
shows is we play a lot of original, unreleased music at our shows. So if anyone's looking to come out, here's some unreleased music. That's the place to do it, is at live shows.
So what's been the reaction when you played this new song for people and they've heard it live for the first time?
People have really accepted it, and especially playing it out in Texas, like that's been one where people are like, oh yeah, for sure. Like people definitely get down with the song and they vibe with it. And I definitely do talk exactly like how I'm talking to you. Like right now, before we play the song, I kind of tell the story about what the song's about and my inspiration and my passion for writing it. And so that's why I feel like it's been really well accepted. Plus, it's a really fun song to play live. Like it's very driving and very country rock sounding.
Yeah, I got the rock. I got the rock aspect in there. It just, I'm thinking about it. If you're writing this, do you have other friends in your circle who are, as patriotic and, God bless the USA as you are?
I would definitely say so. Of course, even people in my band, my bandmates, I would say for sure, and even friends that I have that don't have anything to do with music feel the exact same way.
Awesome, awesome. So how can people get a hold of this single? Are you putting out a CD for it? Or are you going to keep it on the other channels? How can people listen to this amazing single?
Well, right now on the 24th of June, it'll be on all streaming platforms. That includes Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube, all that crazy stuff. And then we're actually thinking of pushing it out to radio after the summertime, which would be awesome. And I'm thinking, of course, if it does really well, I'd love to do some hard copy CDs to sell as far as merchandise on my website as well.
Awesome. I'll have the link to that website in the show post, Payton. Got to represent. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Yeah. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm with returning Oscar Mike Radio guest Payton Howie. Last year was Freedom. This year is Keep Her Breathing. I'm hoping in 2023, and I hope you just do this every year, Payton. Just drop. Well, I mean, how cool is it that you're dropping this, between Memorial Day and the 4th of July?
Well, I will say it was definitely something that I thought would have been perfect for, coming up on the 4th of July, because that's literally how I think people feel going into Independence Day. That's what people want to feel like. People want to be reminded of that.
Well, certainly did for me. I mean, I'm like, I am proud to be an American. Like I said before, I mean, I know we got problems. I know we're not a perfect country, but you don't have to go very far outside this country to realize just how good we have it, and why we have it here. I think you did that well in the song. So I just want to ask this before I let you go. If you drop one next year, please let me know. Reach out. I want to have you back on and talk about it. And it really gives me hope, because here's the youth of our nation, picking up the flag and carrying it. And it's really good to see. And I'm glad you're an example to other people that you're doing this.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I definitely want to kind of let the younger generations know and the older generations know that there is a generation that has not forgotten what people have done for our country, those that have been out there serving, that we've not forgotten about that. And we're still very passionate about having our country be the way that it should be.
Well, it's funny. I'll go to the, VFW or Legion or, the AMVETS post, and there's, I'll walk in there and I'm the young guy. I'm the young whippersnapper. You don't know anything. Hey, my grandkids don't know anything about this. I'm like, no, there's actually some of your grandkids is, kind that actually bring it. Really? I'm like, yeah, check this out. Wow. I didn't know that. I can't believe that. I'm like, well, yeah, it's true. It's true. So it's just very, very cool to talk with you. And again, I wish you all the best for 2022 and 2023.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me again. I really appreciate it.
It's a blast having you on there. You kept your promise, which is getting me more countrified, and I'm having a good time doing it, Payton. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Again, I am Travis Oscar Mike Radio. Again, this is a bonus show. We found out the following. One, you could drive 3 armored trucks up to Payton's house. She's going to turn away the money and keep on playing. 2, she is a diehard American patriot. Awesome. And then 3, she loves performing out in public. So I'll have all the links to Oscar Mike Radio show post in this show. Check out the single. I absolutely love it. Payton, thank you again, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you so much. See you soon.
As we say in Oscar Mike Radio, we are mission in flight. Thank you very much.